Nigerians definitely are supporting the Super Eagles. Sports Minister there, Solomon Dalong, actually clarifying that interview that went viral on social media at the weekend about him not supporting the Super Eagles. He tried to clarify it as best as he can, and also it says those people react to it actually reacted because they didn't know the true story. So that's his own version of it, and that's the true story according to him. Now, another thing he mentioned is the fact that Super Eagles can actually win the World Cup because of the way they're playing right now. Chinase Boyen joins me now, and Chinase, I mean, you listen to the sports minister, talked about, okay, clarify the whole issue at the weekend. Everyone was buzzing. Everyone was like, okay, what's wrong with him and all that. And also concerning the Super Eagles. So which one I won't ask you. I'll come to Chinase.
Of course, I'm never going to. What I want to ask Chinase is, are you convinced by his explanations?
Well, he has come out to say what is expected of him to say, because when we heard the story, when we heard about the interview and everything, everybody was in shock. Like, I would have sportness to say this. Even the small countries go to the World Cup, they don't go there and say, we're not going to win, so we're not going to participate. Apparently, he's come out to clear himself, but I'm still not very convinced yet. But let's watch. He's come out to tell us how much he's tried to make things work for Nigerian football. Funds have been released and the rest of them. It's your job, for starters. You should be able to do all those things as a sport minister. You should make sure not just football, every other sport, funds are released and stuff happens when it's supposed to happen. So I don't believe there's any need for us to go over this and keep talking about it. Yeah. He just wanted to clarify that he didn't make those statements. Okay,
now, on the Super Eagles, yes, that's the one I'm concerned about. Concerning the Super Eagles. Can they? I mean, they're playing fantastically well. He's convinced. He's very, very convinced that they can, go to Russia and win a cup. Are you?
How about qualifying first of all?
He's come out to say this right now because of what we heard, which he has refuted. But nobody will go into the qualification for the World Cup and just want to go there and be onlookers. This is not the first time. This is not the second time. This is not the fourth time we'll be going to the World Cup if we do qualify. So I think it's about time we start thinking the same way. And I think it's good for him to start thinking like that. Maybe if we prepare early enough and qualify, then we can talk about getting further into the knockout stages.
Okay, definitely that's all we're hoping for. And when we come back from this break, we'll be talking more about the Super Falcons. 6-0. That's the way they started their campaign to retain the trophy they won 2 years ago.
Talent also as the match gets underway here for this Group B encounter in Lemby. Nigeria in green, Mali in yellow, of course. And again they've split the defence. Good opportunity, Nigeria. There's the shot in on goal. It's goal number 1. There it is, into the back of the net. Ordego, the Washington Spirits. Attacking midfielder. The dance follows. Good score. Oh, but they've given the ball away once again. And that's a fantastic pass. Surely this is going to be goal number 2. There it is. The second goal. Nigeria find it. A defensive mix-up by Mali. And Oshuala scores the second goal for the Super Falcons with less than 5 minutes to go in the first half. Well, it really was. Khalid Matu, another lively Nigerian player. Ogenibo Benovia slips the ball out to the right-hand side. Oshuala, that's a wonderful touch. Great touch, that's going to be a penalty, surely. And it is indeed. Zambia referee points directly to the penalty spot. Sunday with a penalty. Oh, she's taken Gunda the wrong way. 3-0 for Nigeria. Finally, she gets her goal. A very tall striker. Better from Mali. That's better play. Koulibaly. Oh, the high clearance kick there. Just enough. It's a lovely flick on. That is fantastic. Good opportunity. Oshuala with a one-on-one. Oh, she goes past the goalkeeper. Now it's a foul. But indeed, a beautiful finish. How cool and calculated is that? And the Arsenal FC player has now bagged the brace. Well, it was a beautiful through ball. Is Wagu. Launches the long ball upfield. Oshuala with a one-on-one against the goalkeeper. Oh, it's another goal. The hat-trick is in the bag. Stupendous play there for the right winger. Well, she's just on fire. Those last two goals, just top-notch. She's scored just before the break. And now she's made it 2 goals in the space of the last 10 minutes. That high ball pushing out the Malian defence, but it's a close body control. Oh, it's just easily done.
Well, wants to see the last goal coming from the Super Falcons there. Okay, now, that particular game, I mean, everyone was actually saying that the Super Falcons didn't really play to their best. But then they won. What if they had played to their best? It was more like a friendly, you know.
Come on, guys. 6-0 victory. First game of the African Women Nations Cup. I think they've done their bit. They didn't need to do the extra. They faced a very comfortable Mali side for them because they were able to, just watch how to play. It was very obvious that what they needed to do was just, put long balls over the Malian defense, and Oshuala had to do the rest with her pace and everything. So it was a good tactical display, very spot on, exposing the Malians and Nigerians taking advantage and going ahead to score lots of goals. So first game in the bag. Next game coming up against Ghana. We'll now have to find out because Ghana is supposed to be one of the toughest teams on the continent, but lately they haven't been. If you talk about Cameroon, Equatorial Guinea, unfortunately for them, they are not here. So let's see how it happens against Ghana. I still think we should be able to get a comfortable victory too against Ghana. Yeah,
and of course 11 goals scored in the opening day, but Super Falcons had most of the goals. 6 for Cameroon. They defeated Egypt 2-0, and Kenya and of course Ghana. That game ended 3-1, but there was a controversial penalty scored by the Ghanaians, but just 3-1 it ended. So that's the way it is so far. And South Africa and Zimbabwe, that one ended goalless. So it seems as the Super Falcons are actually making the wave now. As defending champions, they don't have a choice. Chinas, I'm going to ask you about the 4 corners. I was disappointed, yesterday. I was not only disappointed, I was sad that they couldn't make it past. And you mentioned something that, how come, Spain defeated Japan?
Well, it happens in football.
Confirmation. Before we get back to your thoughts, confirmation of how it ended in that particular group. That's Group B. I can see Japan, Spain, Nigeria in that order. All teams ending on 6 points.
Painful.
But have a look at the goal difference. That's where it all went.
At the end of the day, guys, if these girls had gotten to Papua New Guinea on time, if they had gotten there with enough time to prepare and acclimatize and do everything, I don't think they would have lost 6-0 to Japan. That is if they would have lost at all. But unfortunately, you saw how it happened. They got to Papua New Guinea. They didn't get there on time. They had to place, to face a Japanese team that were really, the Japanese team, they were ready for the Falcons, and that was what happened. They lost. That first game was really devastating, and that is what has helped knock them out of the competition. Sad one.
Very, very unfortunate. I mean, but what are the positives, though, Chinasa? Surely there are positives, and we've seen some very good players. Rashida Ajibade, man of the match against Canada. Then as well to Chiwendu. Man of the match as well.
Chiwendu is a fantastic player. Rashida, fantastic player. Yakubu, who should have gotten some goals, but she didn't. Like you said, those are the positives that we'll pick out from this team. Definitely will start having, and I like the new look of the Falcons. Lots of young players. It's scary to imagine that it was just 2 years ago, I think, Asisa Oshuala was playing at this competition, and look at her right now. She's everything. So I think a good one for Nigeria. We're still able to discover players, and it will help us in the long run.
Yeah, definitely to help us in the long run. Cecilia, before we move away from the Falconets, the Falconets, Melvin's tweet is basically giving credit to the Falcon. It says, kudos to the Falconets. They show the true fighting spirit of Nigeria by fighting till the end. But they failed to progress past the group stage, Cecilia. But it is what it is.
Okay, it is what it is. And of course, it's more like logistic was actually responsible for that, or lack of planning. I want to use the word of the sports minister now. Lack of planning, because he says when you don't plan properly, sometimes some things do happen. We talked about that game that they played. The game we were watching, they didn't look like the Nigerian players we know. They weren't settled. You were jaded. It's like you could see it. So
please, when was the last time a Nigerian team lost 6-0 in female football? At any level. At any level. It just shows you that, like, so it could be. They started well at everything, but you see, at a point you get tired.
I think 32
you get tired
after
all the traveling and everything. It will come into effect. You're
traveling back in time. They are 9 hours behind. And so you didn't even get there on time for you to like acclimatize and get used to, that sleep. When you travel, to another place you're not used to, and all that. For you to even get used to sleeping, it's always very difficult, because your body needs to get used to that time when you need to go to bed and all that. I think maybe planning, okay. And Nigerian Football Federation, next time, when they are going that far, please, 1 week.
Travel arrangement should be a lot better.
It should be better. It happened with the Dream Team going to the Olympics, and now it's repeating itself with the Falconets.
Dream Team was okay. They were just in Atlanta to Brazil. It wasn't that far.
Now
take a look at the 9 hours difference, Nigeria and over there, the time different, time zone and everything is kind of much. It actually had to take a toll on the girls. I really felt bad for them, because you don't play and work this hard, and at the end of the day you don't get result from it. And the second nation in the history of this tournament to have had 6 points and failing to make it to the semi-finals is a sad one, and I'm not happy.
Of course.
Well, something good might come out from it. Remember in 2003, our under-17 team, Mikel Obi and his cronies, when they went to Finland and they were eliminated by, I think, a toss of coin or something, if I remember. They were eliminated. And 2 years later, at the 2005 under 20 World Cup, you saw them blossom. And we still have most of them in the team right now. So.
Okay, so that's we were taken away from that game. Okay, hopefully we can do that.
Positives.
Now let's take a look at some results across Europe. What happened at the weekend? Starting with the big one, Manchester United and Arsenal. Everyone felt okay. It was going to be big. It was big, but Manchester United players wanted to win, but they just couldn't. But somehow, Arsenal. Okay, selected results across Europe. Manchester United, Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, and Real Madrid. Cristiano Ronaldo. A hat-trick. Borussia Dortmund and Bayern, their first loss of the season. So second right now in Bundesliga. You would definitely not want to guess who is at the top. Not Dortmund, but definitely Leipzig. I mean, where are they coming from? They haven't lost this season.
We're about to have another
AC Milan and Inter Milan 2-2, and of course Fenerbahce and Galatasaray. Fenerbahce edging that one by 2 goals to
Robin
nothing.
Van Persie. With the goals.
The player that shouldn't have left, right? The player that shouldn't have left. That's what United players fans are saying.
Ask Louis van Gaal why he let him go.
Yeah, but that's in the past now. Let's start with the one at the top. Manchester United versus Arsenal. 1-1 ended. And after the game, Jose Mourinho said United are officially the most unluckiest team in the Premier League. Do you